Here we are in the middle of another dreary winter. January feels like a new beginning, but it seems to fly by after the holiday cleanup and all. As February approaches, the winter seems to be dragging along. At this time of year, I always feel like I need to find ways to store and organize my ideas, inspiration, and memories. I'm like an overthinker or future thinker, and I like to research and plan about the best way to do things. This means I tend to live in my head. I simply fantasize about how great things are going to be, and that will make it hard to actually get started on doing things. When I work, I'm kind of an organized mess. It gets to the point where I have to clear out, rearrange, and just change everything up. This is what I like about being creative. You can do it your own way. We need you and your ideas, not just what is popular or trending. Here are a couple of quest ideas to keep you going in this dreary winter time. One of the first things I do each year is an inspiration or vision board to set the theme and help me focus. To pick the colors, get my ideas and thoughts. I'm working on a new garden shed and the garden area around it, and we finished our deck, so I have to add some plants around that. So I'm really working on that plan, which is really fun and something I'm looking forward to. I also like to make a little mood board for each month. That helps me keep my plans on track. I like to write and draw all the time. I'm always grabbing whatever is handy and putting my notes and putting my drawings down wherever I go. But that makes a lot of confusion when you're trying to run a business and create things, because everything gets scattered, and once you stack things up and stick them in a drawer, you forget about them. So what I've been doing in the last few years is really getting myself organized and putting my stuff together. I have a lot more material now, so I really have to plan it better. I used to use clipboards. They were pretty good when I had a business and I had other people working for me. I had an actual business separate from my home where I work now. They're just a little bit limited when you start gathering a lot of material. So what I've switched to now, I've used some folders and also 3-ring binders. The binders I really like because they're very flexible. You can do a lot of things with them. There's a lot of new items that you can use with them that make them really useful. You have some sleeves that are just clear acrylic sleeves where you can slide magazine cutouts, your art pieces, anything you have in there. They have the holes already punched for you, so that makes it really easy to use. You also have these, it's kind of like a Velcro or a Ziploc bag that has this opening on the side where you can put more bulky items that might be a little bit more difficult to handle. I really like this last one I have here, which has little slotted sleeves. They're made for people who collect baseball cards and things like that. So you have little slots that you can put little bits, because I have a lot of pieces that I draw and cut when I do applique and small little drawings and collage. So that works really well for that. You can make notebooks for different categories. This is a really nice notebook because it has a sleeve here in the front, so you could put a cover on it if you want. This is one that I use more for planning and scheduling. So it's more like a household or business notebook, more technical, not very artsy. I have this one that I use for stencils. I cut my own stencils. You can see they're all well used, and it's very good to keep them in here. Kind of have categories of shapes, and I really find this handy. I used to keep them all stacked in a big plastic container. It was just so hard to find everything. This one makes it so much easier. You just put a few in each sleeve and you're good to go. This is a really convenient one as well, because I do, as I said, applique, which is cutting out fabric and attaching it to other fabric and stitching it. But I also use fusible web to help with that, which is a sort of a iron-on glue with a paper sheet that you put on the back of fabrics. And so I have a lot of fabrics in here that already have the glue attached. So when I'm trying to create something, I don't have to stop, go to the iron it on, cut it out, all that kind of thing. I just have it in here, little pieces of all different kind of fabrics all ready to go. So it makes the creative process much more enjoyable. And you'll go do it. Sometimes you don't feel like doing it when you see so much process. You don't want to go be creative because it's like, feels like too much work. The other thing I use to keep organized and to keep my ideas fresh is these big folders. This is more for my business side where I keep my business materials, and I like that they're really colorful or have different patterns, so I try to find folders that are really unique. It makes it more fun to work with and that kind of thing. I also like to use these index cards, or design cards I call them. This is where I make my designs for clothing and fabric. So I have a drawing, then I have a space here for the fabric swatches to go and notes and the amount of fabric you need and things like that. This is just a little quick way I like to keep track of that. I also really like these trays or boxes. Steve made these. They're just scrap wood, but I really like them. I have lots of different sizes. They're just so nice to hold your materials. This is for collage. So I have handmade papers, I have cutouts of magazines, all kinds of things like that. They're just really convenient to have here for each project you're working on. Then once you're finished, or you're not using that particular colorway or designs, you can put them in the sleeves and put them into one of your binders. So I find this the really helpful way for me that I've been working the last few years. It's really nice to go through and see all your old designs, and it's kind of your legacy of what you've done in your creative life. Even if you're just getting started, I feel like this is a way that you can start out with a way to keep everything and not have to go through all the sorting and searching later. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any ideas. I hope these ideas help you keep things more focused and enjoy your creative process no matter what the subject. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your ideas for storing and organizing your materials and supplies. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Talk soon. Bye.